What's up? I'm back again. It looks like I'm a creature of habit. Black hoodie must be my attire each week as I come in and give us some updates on my video blog. This week I'm going to cover specifically ggCircuit stuff. I think what I'm going to do is each week cover specific stuff in each blog, so that way it's a little more organized. Looking at some of those feedback from everybody, seems like everybody wants specific information. They can skip over the blogs for stuff that doesn't apply to them. So this one's specifically going to be for ggCircuit players and tournament centers. And I've got some notes I'm going to go through, but the details of what I'm talking about today are all posted on the ggCircuit forums. So if you want to head over there, look through everything. There's a long section on why we split up the divisions in ggCircuit. Some of our experiences in the past based on Gears of War 2 events and those sort of things. So head over there, check that out, and you can give us some feedback on those specific rules and reasons for those divisions. But let's talk a little bit about divisions. One of the things that I've done forever, playing slow pitch softball, basketball, and Gus Macker and a bunch of other things, is that it works really well when you go into play an event, and you go into an event and you're going to face competition that's similar to your level. That may be because of ability, that may be because of practice or whatever, but it's pretty easy to split up a group of people into certain divisions. If you took 16 teams, let them all play it out, top 4 are the best teams, the next 4 are the second best, and so on. And so you could divide those 16 teams into 4 divisions just through a little competition if everybody was playing to their full potential. So the way we incite people to do that is obviously pay out bigger payouts for the pro division. Semi-pro will have less than that, and then the open will be more for fun events, some casual settings, not necessarily always the most competitive things. So talking a little bit about the pro division. The pro division is going to be basically for those players that are don't like to use the other acronyms of the other gaming events, but everybody knows what I'm talking about. Those guys that have to have certain settings, that there's only one way to play and it's this certain way. Usually there's 70,000 different little tweaks. They never play on the actual settings that are made by the game manufacturers. Those are, not elite enough. So the pro division is more for those very serious players. It's going to have the biggest payouts, and those are going to be the teams that are very organized, practice a lot. They'll be open to anybody. So who can participate? Anybody can come and play in a pro event. You know what kind of competition you're going to face when you come in and play against them. But basically, those are going to be for the guys that are seeking the best competition and the most money. How do you earn pro status in ggCircuit? Finish in the money position in any of the pro events. So if you finished top 4 positions in our recent Gears of War 2 event, you'll be considered preseason pro status going into 2009. So those players as a team of 4 will not be able to play together in semi-pro or open events. And I'll get into that a little bit here in a minute. Basically, other notes are they'll feature the top payouts. It'll be $20 a player to play in any pro event. That goes for any event. So a Madden event would be $20 to play. Obviously, it's one person versus one person, singles event. A Gears of War 2 event, which would have 4, a Halo event, or a Call of Duty event that has 4, that'll be $80 per team, which is $20 per player. So any ggCircuit event for 2009 will be $20 a player for the pro division. They'll almost always be 2-day events. They'll be, right now, for example, for Gears of War, we're playing in 3 pro events for 2009. There'll be 3 semi-pro events. There'll be 3 open events. So the 3 pro events will be 2-day events. You'll hunker down on a Saturday and play at the local game center, and the top 1 or 2 teams will advance from that game center into Sunday's finals. We may do the initial rounds of the finals Saturday night after seeing the last one went too long on Sunday. I'd like to have the Sunday division, or the Sunday portion, done by about 2 o'clock. About 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock Eastern time, to make sure we get everybody back on the road and get home. Most guys aren't traveling more than a couple hours, so we want to get them home to wherever they travel to that game center. So pro events, big money, serious competitive settings, and the biggest thing is probably the level of competition is going to be intense. Semi-pro events, just below that, those are going to be events laid out for players that aren't as serious. Maybe with their play time, they may have the abilities and that sort of thing, but they want a competitive event. They want to have a chance to win some big money. So this is still big money. This is still the ability to come together on a weekend tournament type of thing. It'll still be some 2-day events in semi-pro, but it's not. It's going to limit the ability of pro players to play in those events. So how do you earn, who's eligible to play in semi-pro events? Those are going to be the players that are pro status. You can't have more than 2 pro status players on your semi-pro team. So you come to a semi-pro event as a pro, you have to pick up 2 other players to play with you. I love this idea because it allows the other guys to start playing with some pro players. The pro players, if they're smart, they're going to earn points all through the events, even open events and that sort of thing. So they'll come and attend the open and semi-pro events, and they'll win some pretty decent money in those events, but they can't play together as a team of 4. So if you look at like the Insanes or Fearless or Adversity or Volatile from the Gears 2 event, those 4 teams will not be able to play together as a team of 4 in a semi-pro event. Only 2 pros on a semi-pro team. Other than that, no rules. Anybody else can play. They can join in. They can pay their entry fees. Semi-pro players, $15 a player to play in semi-pro events. And we may do some more fun game types with those. Still very competitive, still very organized, just like all of our events, but not the acronym tournament scene settings necessarily every single time. Then on the 3rd level, you got the open events, and this is where we do more fun stuff like the free-for-all events. We could do some different types of settings. We might see some more capture the flag, and won't be as much Team Slayer, that sort of things. It'll still be very decent prizes. An example, you'll pay out $1,000 for an open event for Halo or Gears of War or Call of Duty. So it's still a $1,000 prize pool. Guys can walk away with first place gets $600. A guy can walk away with $150, which is an outstanding payout for an event that you don't have to travel to, buy a hotel room and that sort of thing, just by going down to your local game center and playing. Who can participate? This is where it gets a little more intense. On single-player events, if you're pro, you can't play in semi-pro. If you're semi-pro, you can't play in open. So single-player events are very limited by your status. The team events are a little more flexible. If you're playing Gears of War Open, for example, you may have 1 pro and 1 semi-pro on your team, or you can have 2 semi-pros on your team. You cannot have any more than that on an open team. So that'll be a lot more of the guys just getting involved. They may want to jump in and start with an open event. This will be for all the guys at centers that may be the more casual players, but they want to play in an organized event. So I think this is going to be a great way of breaking all those things down. Open events will be $10 a player. So a team of 4 in an open event's only $40 to play. It's a great opportunity for guys to kind of get started, kind of test it out a little bit, and if they get a little more serious, they can move into semi-pro, try to win some more money. There won't be any national finals for open events. So throughout the series and open events for Halo 3, there won't be a national finals for Halo 3. There'll be a national finals for semi-pro, and there'll be a national finals invitation only for pro, but there will not be any national finals for the open events. Those are more casual guys just kind of coming together. Those may be some online one-day events. You may see a Call of Duty free-for-all happen on a Saturday where everybody just joins our online servers for that and plays. So I think everything's going to be exciting. In the next couple days, hopefully I'll cover a couple more topics for the game centers, and then I'll also cover a little bit more for some eBash specific stuff. But obviously head over to the ggCircuit forums, give us some feedback on the different divisions. We should have the January events finalized and up this week as a Christmas present to everybody. So if you don't see any more videos this week, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas, and thanks for stopping by.